Assalamu alaikum and very good evening to everyone. This is Mansoura Tanha, and for today's class we will read the Iliad written by Homer. Let me be clear in the very beginning, there are 24 books in this epic, and for today's class we will read only the first book of the Iliad. So if we start our class, you can see that I have already shared my screen which shows the PDF version of the Iliad, and I have already highlighted some of the portions of the text which I am going to talk about today. So without making any further delay, let me start discussing about our today's class. If you notice, the book starts with the invocation to the muse, and Homer sets the theme of the epic in the very beginning. So the epic starts with "Sing, O goddess." Here goddess means the muse. "The anger of Achilles, son of Peleus, that brought countless ills upon the Achaeans." Here Achaeans means the Greeks. So basically the theme of the Iliad is the anger of Achilles, the wrath of Achilles. The anger of Achilles ties two halves of the epic perfectly, and book 1 introduces us with the first phase of anger. And then if we continue, it actually states what happens after Achilles becomes angry. So if we see, "Many a brave soul did it send hurrying down to Hades, and many a hero did it yield a prey to dogs and vultures. For so were the counsels of Jove," here Jove means Zeus, "fulfilled from the day on which the son of Atreus, king of men, and great Achilles first fell out with one another." The son of Atreus and Achilles fell out with one another means they had a fight. I have here some list of characters that will be frequently talked about or prefer to in this book 1. Let me show you. Okay, so son of Atreus is Agamemnon. That's an epithet actually, and Agamemnon's brother is Menelaus. Agamemnon is the commander-in-chief in Greek army, and Menelaus is his brother, whose wife is Helen, and she has eloped with Paris, and that's why the whole war took place. We have Chryses, a priest who serves Apollo, and his daughter Chrysis, who was abducted by Agamemnon. She was a captive, and she was a Trojan. You have to understand that it was very normal for Greek soldiers to attack the Trojan towns and to bring the girls as their slaves. Achilles have one girl like that, who is called Briseis, who was a Trojan captive. Now we have Achilles' father Peleus, a mortal human being, and his mother Thetis, who is a nymph. We have Apollo in the very beginning of book 1, who sends plague to the Greek camp because Chryses the priest complains to Apollo that Agamemnon took his daughter Chrysis and is not returning his daughter. After the plague goes on for days, Achilles becomes very worried and he goes to Calchas. Calchas is a Greek prophet or seer, and he asks the old man, "Why is this plague happening?" Calchas gives him the reason that Agamemnon didn't fulfill the request of Chryses, and that's why Apollo has become very angry. Then we have Ulysses or Odysseus, who is another Greek hero who is present in this book 1. So Achilles actually calls an assembly, and he asks Agamemnon to return the daughter of Chryses, the priest, and Agamemnon refuses to do so. He says instead of returning Chryses, Agamemnon boastfully says, "I cannot return the girl or the slave, I need another girl." That much selfish Agamemnon is. Then Achilles and Agamemnon, they have a confrontation, and after their confrontation, Achilles becomes so angry they start a quarrel. Achilles decides not to fight for the Greeks anymore, and we have also some gods and goddesses towards the end of this episode. Then we have Zeus and Hera, who are obviously husband and wife, and if you notice very carefully, you can see that Hera is also the sister of Zeus. And then we have Hephaestus, the god of fire, their son, who solves the problem between them at the end. Now let's go back to the book. We will see the confrontation between Achilles and Agamemnon, which is in the page number 6 and 7 in the book. Let me show you. Here, if you notice, Achilles asks, where shall they get another prize for Agamemnon? And he says, if I am not given a prize, I am not going to return the girl. Now, the whole point of Achilles' speech, the anger is, he doesn't have any problem with the Trojans. He didn't come and join the fighting because of the Trojans have raided or caused him any problem. Rather, he came here because of Agamemnon and because of Menelaus, which they tend to keep forget. Why he's saying all this? Because Agamemnon now wants his girl Briseis instead of Chryseis, and Agamemnon is saying, I'll return this priest's daughter, but you have to give me your slave girl Briseis. So that's why Achilles feels insulted and he gets very angry. Now look at what Agamemnon says here. Fly if you will, I shall make you no prayers to stay you. So afterwards, what happens is Agamemnon takes Achilles' girl Briseis, and what Achilles do? He appears to be a very spoiled son and calls his mother Thetis, goddess mother, which will goes on page number 40. This is a very strange wish or request. Achilles wants his mother to go to Zeus and request him to give victory to the Trojans and make the Achaeans suffer. Why? Because he wants the Greeks to feel his importance. Now this is very important when you analyze Achilles' character. This is not showing his patriotism at all, rather it shows Achilles' selfishness. So in the later episode we will see Thetis reaches to Zeus, and it's in number 18 page. She requests to give victory to the Greeks, and look how Zeus replies to her. Even now she is always railing at me before the other gods and accusing me of giving aid to the Trojans. Go back now, lest she should find out. She means Juno or Hera, who is the supporter of the Greeks. So Hera shouldn't find out about this. I will consider the matter and will bring it about as you wish. So Zeus agrees to Thetis' request that he will give victory to the Trojans and the Greeks will die. After this conversation between Thetis and Zeus, Thetis exits and Hera appears. Hera accuses Zeus and she says, "Trickster," she cries, "which of the gods have you been talking into your councils now? You are always settling matters in the secret behind my back, and have never yet told me, if you could help it, one word of your intentions." Now Hera is angry and she says, "Who are you plotting with? You are not sharing with me." And Zeus replies, "When it is proper for you to hear, there is no one, god or man, who will be told sooner, but when I mean to keep a matter to myself, you must not pry nor ask questions." Now we can see little tension between the husband and the wife, and it seems like a quarrel. We had a quarrel in the beginning of this book 1, so there are two quarrels. One is between Achilles and Agamemnon, and the other is between the Zeus and Hera. And in this way, the book 1 ends. So that is how our today's lecture comes to an over. I hope you enjoyed it all. Thank you for everything.